guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Caitlin, and for today's video we are going to be doing my April TBR, and I have a total of 6 books with me here today. I have 3 physical books and then 3 books that I'm going to be reading on my Kindle. You guys know me and my Kindle are like besties at this point. This was the best purchase of 2021 for me. I'm actually obsessed with it, and everything that I'm reading on my Kindle is on Kindle Unlimited if you're interested. Before we jump into that, if you have not already, please make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and to subscribe to my channel, and go ahead and leave a comment down below in the comment section with one of your books that you are excited to read this month in April. I'm always interested in knowing what you guys are currently reading or excited to read, because I like adding books to my TBR, even though I don't need to be doing that because it's already too long, but here we are. So I usually don't do TBR videos just because, or just TBRs in general, just because I call myself a mood reader, but I feel like that's coming back and biting me in the butt because I never know what to read next, and I'm kind of just staring at my bookshelf and it's staring at me, and it's like there's all these books that I have not read, and I'm just like, I'm overwhelmed. I don't know what to read next. So I feel like having a TBR is going to help me out this month, but we're gonna see how it all goes. Let's start off with the physical books that I have. First physical book that I have is, if you watched my last kind of reading vlog, it was Luster by Raven Leilani, and I still have not finished this book. I was hoping to have this book as part of my March wrap up, but for some reason, the book is not bad. I just had to put it down. Like, I was just not interested in it, and I was like, I'm not going to force myself to read something that I don't want to read right now. I think that's the quickest way to get in a reading slump and to just hate reading. I'm over 50% through with it, and I'm pretty sure I have like a little bit under 100 pages left to go, or a little bit over 100 pages left to go. So if you don't know, Luster follows our main character Edie, and she is in her 20s, and it just kind of goes through her life as she is just kind of navigating her 20s. She's with this guy, I don't know the guy's name, and he's a very interesting fellow, and the things that he and Edie partake in so far that I've read have been very concerning. But she ends up being part of an open marriage with this man and his wife, because his wife finds out that, hey, you're sleeping with my husband, but she's not like super mad about it, and then his wife ends up inviting her to live with them because Edie gets evicted. So it's like, okay, interesting. But that's where I'm at so far. The couple has a adopted child, and she's black, and Edie's also trying to see where she fits in this open marriage adopted child dynamic, and I don't know, that's where I'm at so far. It's a lot, but also like nothing at the same time. The writing style, it's up a notch, you know what I mean? Like, it's very literary, I guess is how people describe it. Sometimes I like it, and other times I'm like, can we get to the actual point of the point you're trying to make? Like, we don't have to go in circles to just get to the point. Just be a bit more direct. And there's a lot of like underlying things she's trying to say with the sentences that she writes. I want to finish Luster this month for sure. I don't know if I will, but I'm gonna try to. Moving on, the next book is A Shadow in the Ember by Jennifer L. Armentrout. This is the prequel to the From Blood and Ash series. I am hoping to read A War of Two Queens, not this month, maybe next month, sometime in the summer before I go to grad school for sure, especially because there's so much discourse around it. But I want to read A Shadow in the Ember first. I wasn't even going to read this, but my friend told me it's a lot better than like The Crown of Gilded Bones, which I did not like that book, and it was just really good. So I was like, okay, I'll give it a shot. So from what I understand, it's very similar to From Blood and Ash. The main character's name is Syrah, and she is also a maiden, but she's also an assassin with a mission to make the primal of death fall in love, become his weakness, and then end him. Just seems like a badass, and Poppy's a badass in From Blood and Ash, so I'm just hoping that this is going to give me all the romance and just badass vibes that I know that I want from this. I'm excited to read this later on this month. And then the next book I have is Yinka, Where's Your Husband by Lizzie Damilola Blackburn, and this is the cover. First of all, this cover is amazing. I would have picked this book up just from the cover because, my god, tell me this is not like one of the best covers you've ever seen. If you're saying no, you're lying to me. Anyways, Yinka, Where's Your Husband is about a 30-year-old Oxford educated British Nigerian woman, and basically everybody around her, especially her aunties and her moms, are like, Yinka, where's your husband? When are you getting married? All her friends are like, honey, what are we doing? Obviously, as Yinka is like pretty annoyed, everyone asking all these questions as if that's the only thing she's good for and that's the only thing she has to kind of look out for. Her cousin Rachel gets engaged, and she's like, oh snap, I need a date to this wedding. So she launches this plan to find a husband and to find a date to the wedding, essentially. And we just kind of go on her journey in finding love and finding herself through the process as well. And I know there's a lot of development to her as a character, and we get a lot of insight into what it means to live with both cultures, like your British culture, your Nigerian culture, how that looks like like as a 30-year-old educated woman navigating love. And we also get a bit of a rom-com. It's not your conventional story and like romance, so I'm very interested to see how the author is going to kind of tackle, you know, giving us, you know, a character story but also a love story at the same time. So I'm super excited to read this book, and I just know this book is probably going to be my favorite of the month. We'll see. So the next 3 books are on my Kindle. First one, you should not be surprised that I'm mentioning this book because it's part of like my favorite series so far this year, and that is the Devil's Night series by Penelope Douglas. I'm going to read the final 2 books of the series, Nightfall and Fire Night. So Nightfall follows Will's book and his journey as he's now in this place called Blackchurch, and essentially from what my understanding of Blackchurch is basically where a bunch of rich people send their delinquent kids to kind of get it together, but obviously it's kind of messed up. So kind of like a messed up place. Anyways, his love story with Emery, which I'm super excited to read about because it's giving very much enemies to lovers, because anytime they've mentioned Emery, it's not been for good reasons. It's always like, oh, she broke Will's heart, and I'm like, oh my god, are you about to get sad boy hours? Because that's what Will's giving. And honestly, Will is a character that has been paid to dust by Penelope, so I'm just super excited to just eat his story up. It's over 700 pages though, so I know I'm going to have to take my time with it, and I'm just gonna soak up all the moments because this is the final time like the gang is gonna be together. And now that Damon done, you know, straighten up, the group is back together, and I'm super excited. And then Fire Night is the complete final book of the Devil's Night series. It's a novella, and it kind of wraps the whole series over, gives us kind of an epilogue of all the characters and how they're doing and if they've started families and whatnot. So, well, some of them already started families, which I don't think they should be doing, but that's not my business. So yeah, I'm super excited to finish the Devil's Night series, and then obviously my Devil's Nights video is going to be coming sometime this month. If not this month, then definitely sometime next month. I guess technically that's 7 books, not 6 books, if I count that novella. Anyways, the next one I have, which I feel like there's no way I cannot read this book. Like, I watched Bridgerton season 2, and I was like, there's not enough Anthony and Kate. Like, I need more than this. You know what I mean? I'm super excited to read The Viscount Who Loved Me by Julia Quinn. It's the books that inspired the Bridgerton series, and it is just probably one of my most excited reads for this month because I am obsessed with Anthony and Kate, and Bridgerton season 2 was just everything I needed. And I had no interest in reading these books just because I'm like, historical romance and me are not really like that, but I need more. You are the bane of my existence and the object of my desires. Like, how am I not supposed to want to read more of that? Please. So I'm super excited to read it, and I cannot wait to get into it. And I am planning on doing a reading vlog on it because I feel like it's probably going to be very fun. Probably just going to be me screaming. Also, because the TV show already came out and I watched it, I'm going to be picturing Jonathan Bailey as Anthony and Simone Ashley as Kate. I don't give a fuck about when this book was written and how the author is going to describe them with blonde hair, blue eyes. I'm gonna imagine them the way I want to imagine them. And Jonathan Bailey and Simone Ashley are my Kate and Anthony. So the next book I plan on reading, I've actually already started reading, and it is Restore Me by J.L. Seegers. And this book right here is the hottest book I've ever read. And that says a lot. This is just like, and it's not even the smut part that's really hot. It's just everything. It's just the dynamic. To me, I'm like, okay, I need to put this book down. Like, I have had to set this book aside so many times because I'm like, Dominic, who's the main character, the male main character. My God, that is a good man right there. That is a good man. He is a gentleman. Such a good man. Such a good, the self-control, the composure this man has. I don't really know how to describe this book, but I will just say Restore Me is about our main characters, Sloane and Dominic, and Sloane is grieving the death, or she's not as much as grieving the death, but she's grieving the death of her husband, Eric, who passed away 4 years ago, and Eric is also Dominic's best friend. Dominic and Sloane have kind of like an enemies-to-lover relationship, which ends up turning to some kind of like friends with benefits type of situation. But Dominic has always loved Sloane, and Dominic loved Sloane before Eric ever got to Sloane. I think it's really hard to talk about it without giving too much of it away, but it's just really good. I'm about 200 pages in and I'm loving every second of it. I've already highlighted so much. I'm always scared to publish my highlights for my Kindle because I highlight some stuff and I don't know if I want that to be public, but it's just really good. Trust me on this, like just trust me. And this is a debut novel, which is crazy to me because this is one of the best romance books. And the connection and the intensity, one of the best I've ever read. But those are all the books that I plan on reading this month in April. I just wanted to sit down and do this quick video just sharing the books that I hope to read this month. I don't know, like I said, if I'm going to get to all of these books, but that is the plan. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to give it a big thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe and comment down below a book that you're excited to read this month. And I will see you guys in a later video, which probably will be the Viscount Who Loved Me vlog, because I'm gonna read that after I finish Restore Me. I'll see you guys in that video. Bye!